evening. I'd like to call the City of Menasha Administration Committee meeting to order. Clerk Galeazzi, could we have roll call, please?
Alderman Rapella. Here. Alderman Nichols.
Here.
Alderman Taylor. Alderman Sevenik.
Here.
Alderman Langdon. Alderman Kruger. Alderman Tom Grotti. Here. Alderman Ted Grotti.
Thank you. We have minutes to approve from the Administration Committee meeting on August 6, 2018. Is there a motion?
Yes, there's a motion. Motion to approve.
Excuse me?
Minutes. Ooh, lights.
Oh, now you just turned yourself off. Now wait. Thank you, you're red.
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes for August 6th, 2018. Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Rapella and a second by Alderman Kruger. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Minutes are approved. We have one action item this evening, and that is the Municipal Property Insurance Company and our pedestrian bridge endorsement. Attorney Captain, could you address this, please?
I did prepare a memo indicating that pedestrian bridges need to be insured, and this is property insurance, not liability insurance. So there's two different types of insurance as it relates to pedestrian bridges. Through CIVMIC, all I needed to do was to identify the new bridge so that it's covered with liability, for liability purposes. And then they just add it. When it came to MPIC, or the Municipal Property Insurance Company, it was brought to my attention that they are not treating pedestrian bridges the same as they had in the past, and that there needed to be a separate endorsement for for pedestrian bridges. And so, well, he was going to prepare one just for the Lake Bridge, the new one, and I had indicated that we had other bridges, pedestrian bridges, that were identified as property in the open. That's what they had been identified before, and in fact, their instructions say that that's how we're supposed to identify them. And so he did put all of them on the endorsement, indicated the price is $1,545. Obviously, that is quite a large amount. That's only for a half of year. I had inquired as to whether or not, we got any credit or anything for the bridges being identified on the other property in the open, but they were considered in our total dollar value for purposes of being insured, and this amount is only for a half year. It is not for a full year. What the insurance covers is such things as if a boat or something would go underneath it that was too high and cause some damage, if there's snow and ice that accumulates and would cause some damage to the bridge. Those are some things that I can think of that would be covered.
Storm?
Storm. Mm-hmm.
Attorney Captain, I was reviewing the list of pedestrian bridges that are on the endorsement form here, and the Gilbert Trail popped into my popped into my brain. Is that another, would that be another example of this kind of bridge?
The Gilbert Trail Bridge is considered a pedestrian bridge. It was not constructed for motor vehicle traffic, so it would be a pedestrian bridge, and I would think that would be covered under this policy.
Need to be.
So
Need to
that-
be.
So that is one we would have to add. And I will tell you what happens every year. Every year, the total inventory of our property goes out to each department head to add, subtract, modify, identify, if there's any corrections, if there's anything that needs to be changed. And we also, I believe it was this year that the municipal property insurance company had sent an appraiser out and had appraised separately. They do that or will do that on a periodic basis. And they did do that for Menasha in 2018, so I will have to ask if that one, I'm assuming it's listed property in the open and it needs to be moved over to the other list.
So if that's something we need to check into, would it be appropriate to check into that and then bring this back at the next administration committee meeting? Or should we go ahead and move forward with this item of business?
I would request that it be forwarded to the Common Council, and then I can check and ask for it to be updated and then provide that to the Common Council. They did provide this to me, and there's not a date on it, but I already, it was effective July 27th. And it missed the last, meeting, so I already did get a notice from them. But we are under just an endorsement at this time.
Okay, thank you for that. So I'll look to entertain a motion and then open up the floor for any questions or discussion at this time. And I have no idea who was first. There are 4 green lights on my screen.
I think James is, because his is flashing.
I will start with Alderman Taylor.
Thank you. The Gardens of Fountain Way, there's some bridges out there, and I don't know if we're responsible for those bridges, Mayor, the Gardens of Fountain Way. There's a couple pedestrian bridges out there.
Those we are not responsible for. And I fought long and hard for that to
So
get
we don't plow
to get it
or
out of
anything?
the,
We don't plow?
no.
Okay, thank you.
Alderman Sevenick.
Thank you, Chair. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to recommend to the Common Council that we purchase property insurance coverage for the city's pedestrian bridges and recommend that to the Common Council, obviously.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second from Alderman Langdon. I heard that because it's over here.
Propeller.
We have a motion from Alderman Sevenick and a second from Alderman Langdon. It looks like we have additional discussion. Alderman Tom Grady.
I'm wondering about the bridge at Heckrod. Is that covered under their insurance, or should that be on this list also? There's a pedestrian bridge that runs through there.
Oh, that's it.
And that's a whole trail system, and that probably is supposed to be as well. That is identified in the,
There's a lot of kids running around in there.
right. And those are identified as part of the Heckrod property. Yeah, Probably. I'll check with them on that.
Okay, thank you.
Was there anything else, Alderman Grotti?
No.
Okay. And Alderman Kruger.
Thank you. First of all, the Trestle Trail Bridge, is that entirety within Menasha, or is part of that also in Fox Crossing?
It's all in Menasha.
It's entirely in
Yes.
Menasha. And up to this date, we've never had insurance on our bridges before?
No, we've had insurance. We had it through the state, and it was changed, I want to say, 2 years ago, to the Milwaukee Property, or Municipal Property Insurance Company.
Okay.
And they had taken all of our statement of property that were completed through the other insurance company, and then transferred everything over, and that's what they based the insurance coverage on. So all of those things have been listed.
Okay.
It's just now that they are indicating that it requires a separate endorsement for the pedestrian bridges, which was not what we had with the other coverage.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Alderman Taylor?
Oh, yeah, never mind. I see it's covered in there. Thank you.
Alderman Ted Grotti?
Yeah, I've got a question on who sets the limits on the amount of insurance, on the back of the memo. It says like Fox Street's $1.9 million, Trestle Trail you got $2.5 million. How has that arrived?
Attorney Captain?
It is based on replacement value, and it's based most recently by the audit that was conducted by MPIC. So the insurance company does its own audit on a periodic basis. This is the first time that MPIC has done it, but then previous, every so many years, the state would send auditors. And if there were any improvements that were made, as an example, we recently had the improvements made to the police department, and then I provide the information to them about what was constructed and the value of the construction, the cost that went into that, and then they determine a value.
Okay, thank you.
All right, seeing no other discussion, we'll take a roll call vote.
Motion carried on roll call 8-0.
And with no other business this evening, we'll look for a motion to adjourn. We have a motion by Alderman Kruger, and seconded by Alderman Tom Grotti to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. We are adjourned.
Broadcasts of the City of Menasha Administration Committee, Board of Public Works, and Common Council meetings are produced by University Studios of the University of Wisconsin-Fox Valley. Menasha residents and interested parties can obtain information about these meetings and meeting agendas from the city website, www.cityofmenasha-wi.gov. Expression of opinions regarding City of Menasha issues or about these broadcasts can be made by contacting the mayor's office, 920-967-3600, contacting their city alderman. Contact information appears on the website. Completing the electronic feedback form on the website. All public portions of the meetings are recorded in entirety and are not edited for playback.